Chapter 8. Stop seeking approval. One of the most invisible prisons in the world has no walls, no bars, no locks. Yet millions of people spend their entire lives trapped inside it. It is the prison of approval. The constant need to be accepted. The constant need to be liked. The constant need to be validated by other people. Many people never pursue their dreams because they are afraid of criticism. Many people never speak their truth because they fear rejection. Many people never become who they were meant to become because they spend their lives trying to satisfy everyone else. And in the process, they lose themselves. The more approval you need, the less freedom you have. Remember that phrase. The more approval you need, the less freedom you have. Freedom begins when you stop allowing other people's opinions to control your decisions. Because the moment your happiness depends on approval, your life is no longer yours. It belongs to whoever you are trying to please. Think about how often people change their behavior to avoid judgment. They stay silent when they want to speak. They agree when they want to disagree. They settle when they want more. They follow paths that do not inspire them. All because they fear what other people might think. Fear of criticism has stopped more dreams than lack of talent ever could. Fear of rejection has destroyed more opportunities than failure ever could. Fear of judgment has prevented more growth than any obstacle in the outside world. The more approval you need, the less freedom you have. Consider the person who wants to start a business. They have an idea. They have passion. They have potential. But they hesitate. Not because the idea is bad. Not because success is impossible. Because they are worried about what people might say. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if nobody supports me? What if others think I'm foolish? And so they wait. Days become months. Months become years. The dream remains trapped inside their mind. Not because they lacked ability. Because they feared criticism. Now imagine another person. They experience the same fear. The same uncertainty. The same possibility of rejection. But they act anyway. They understand something important. People will have opinions no matter what you do. If you succeed, some people will criticize you. If you fail, some people will criticize you. If you stay the same, some people will criticize you. Criticism is unavoidable. The only question is whether you will allow it to control your life. The more approval you need, the less freedom you have. Many people live according to expectations that were never truly their own. Parents may have expectations. Friends may have expectations. Society may have expectations. The world is full of voices telling you who you should be, what you should do, how you should live, what you should value. And if you are not careful, you will spend your entire life following directions written by someone else. Real self-control requires the courage to think independently. It requires the courage to choose your own path. It requires the courage to disappoint people when necessary. Because growth often requires making decisions that others do not understand. The person who pursues a meaningful goal may appear foolish at first. The entrepreneur may appear reckless. The artist may appear unrealistic. The athlete may appear obsessed. The dreamer may appear irrational. But extraordinary results often begin with decisions that average people do not understand. If you require everyone's approval before taking action, you will never move forward. The more approval you need, the less freedom you have. Social media has made this challenge even greater. Today, people can measure approval instantly. Likes, comments, followers, views. Reactions. Many people become emotionally dependent on these numbers. Their confidence rises when approval appears. Their confidence falls when approval disappears. Their emotional state becomes controlled by the opinions of strangers. This is a dangerous way to live, because your value does not increase when someone approves of you, and it does not decrease when someone disapproves of you. Your worth is not determined by public opinion. Your worth is not determined by popularity. Your worth is not determined by validation. Yet countless people sacrifice their authenticity in pursuit of approval. They present versions of themselves designed to be accepted. They hide parts of themselves to avoid criticism. They trade truth for comfort. And over time, they become disconnected from who they really are. Self-control means resisting that temptation. It means choosing authenticity over approval, purpose over popularity, truth over validation. Because approval is temporary, character is permanent. Imagine how much energy people waste trying to manage other people's opinions. They replay conversations. They overthink decisions. They worry about judgments. They seek reassurance. They chase acceptance. All of that energy could be used to improve their lives, to learn, to build, to grow, to create, to pursue meaningful goals. But instead, it is spent trying to control something that can never be fully controlled. You cannot control what people think. You cannot control what people say. You cannot control how people judge you. But you can control your response. You can control your actions. You can control your standards. You can control your choices. And that is where your power exists. The more approval you need, the less freedom you have. One of the greatest signs of maturity is the ability to accept misunderstanding. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will support your goals. Not everyone will agree with your decisions. And that is okay. You do not need universal approval to live a meaningful life. You need clarity. You need purpose. You need courage. You need self-respect. When you know your values, criticism loses much of its power. When you know your purpose, rejection becomes easier to endure. When you know who you are, validation becomes less necessary. That is true freedom. Freedom is not getting everyone to agree with you. Freedom is no longer needing them to. The strongest people are not the people who receive the most approval. They are the people who remain committed to their principles, regardless of approval. They continue moving forward when others doubt them. They continue working when others criticize them. They continue believing when others question them. Because they understand something powerful. Other people's opinions are information. They are not commands. You can listen. You can learn. You can evaluate. But you do not have to surrender your life to them. The more approval you need, the less freedom you have. As you continue your journey of self-mastery, begin asking yourself an important question. Am I making this decision because it is right? Or because I want approval? Am I pursuing this path because it aligns with my purpose? Or because I want validation? Am I being authentic? Or am I performing for acceptance? These questions reveal the truth. And the truth is where freedom begins. Remember the lesson from this chapter. You cannot live freely while constantly seeking approval. You cannot become your strongest self while depending on validation. You cannot fully pursue your purpose while fearing criticism. The more approval you need, the less freedom you have. So choose freedom. Choose authenticity. Choose courage. Choose self-respect. Let people think what they will. Let people have their opinions. Let people misunderstand if they must. Your responsibility is not to satisfy everyone. Your responsibility is to live with integrity, to act with purpose, to remain faithful to your values, and to continue moving toward the life you were meant to build. Because when you stop seeking approval, you reclaim your power. And when you reclaim your power, you reclaim your freedom.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel.